Welcome to the 5 best side hustles that pay you to learn high income skills. Now, I used to think that side hustles were just about trying to make some extra cash so that you can go on an extra vacation, or maybe just a vacation. But then I discovered something that completely changed how I look at making money on the side. You can't just take on any side hustle. You need to spend your time and effort on business models that actually train you to be a high income earner so that you can live life on your own terms. So for example, while I felt stuck working at my old office job, I started learning digital marketing right there on the side. Now, it wasn't easy, but within about 18 months, I was able to make about 5 times as much as I was making with my 9-to-5 paycheck, and I eventually quit to do it full time. So in this video, I'm going to cover these unique side hustles, how much they pay, and what skills you will learn that will help you make more money in the future. Okay, so community management, it involves more than just deleting spam comments and approving members. You're actually learning to do consumer psychology that marketing executives get paid 6 figures just to do. So here's how it works. Small businesses pay you to manage their online communities where you're accepting new members, you're moderating content, and you're keeping people engaged. But while you're doing this work, you're learning something that's way more than what your monthly retainer is going to be. So when you manage communities day after day, you start to see patterns in what make people buy stuff. So you notice the exact questions that they're asking before they purchase. You watch how these strangers turn into loyal customers that will defend people in the comments, or defend the brand, I should say, in the comments. And you see what type of posts get people excited and what type of posts people just completely ignore. Companies like Facebook, Discord, even Slack, they're paying community members anywhere from $80,000 to $100,000 per year because they understand this skill that we just talked about. And that is pure gold, because these companies know that someone who can build and maintain engaging communities can directly impact their bottom line, which means they can make more money. And the best part about this is that you can start this side hustle with pretty much any or very little social media experience. In fact, you probably have enough just from, dealing with social media on your own. But most businesses just need someone who's reliable, who shows up, who can keep their communities active. And knowing all of that information, you'll be able to use our next side hustle to become a money magnet. And that is to become a lead magnet creator. Now, you won't believe how much businesses pay for typical freelance projects to create a lead magnet. All right, you ready for it? It's usually anywhere from $500 to $3,000. Now, just so that we are all on the same page here, basically, a lead magnet is a free resource that solves an immediate problem for a target audience. So it's usually stuff like checklists and guides and templates that turn people who follow you on social media into email subscribers so that you can sell to them later. But while you are creating these free resources, you're actually learning a very important skill, and that's direct response marketing. This is a skill that separates, your average amateur marketers from the professionals, okay? Most people think that marketing is just posting on social media. It goes a little bit deeper than that. You end up learning how to craft effective headlines so that people will do stuff, discover how to create irresistible offers that feel too good to pass up or people feel stupid saying no to, write copy that makes people want to take action immediately instead of just saying, I'll do it later. In fact, you can go check out my lead magnet over at yourextrapaycheck.com/subscribe. Hint, hint. Go check it out. Now, the next side hustle will allow you to charge clients over $8,000 per client. But first, let me tell you about Kiddle. Now, regardless of the side hustle that you decide to jump in, that's going to pay you to actually learn some pretty high income skills, you will always need quick, simple, and convenient branding. So just so that we're on the same page here, you don't need just any kind of branding. You need good branding, because branding is just a fancy word for what is the first thing people think about when they think about your company. So if I were to say fast food, what's the first place that you think about? Yeah, that is called good branding. In fact, whatever place popped into your mind, let me know down in the comments. I'm interested in what you like to eat. But here's the thing, no matter what your branding is, to start a profitable side hustle, you need to present it visually so that potential customers can learn to trust you. So if your logos and your graphics and your colors, if they don't match the quality of your work, people won't think about you when they need real help. But that is where Kiddle comes in. Kiddle is a professional grade design platform that makes it easy easier and faster to create standout visuals for your brand and your business. So let's just say that you're launching a digital product, you're building a personal brand, or you're designing a promotion for your new copywriting side hustle, right? Using Kittl, you can start with a professionally designed template, a customized layout. You can use premium fonts, you can tweak the textures, you can add mockups. You can do this all in one place. Just think about that. I'm talking about starting in the very beginning where you just have a whole bunch of ideas in your head, all the way down to the creation of your perfect brand, all in one place using Kittl. So if you are working on the side hustle and you want your designs to keep up with your ideas, try Kittl right now for free by using the link down in the description. And when you decide to upgrade, I've partnered with Kittl to provide you with a 25% discount when you use promo code BenjiYT at checkout. That's BenjiYT. So go ahead and click the link down in the description and get your side hustle off to a great start. And thanks for Kittl for sponsoring this video. All right, so now what if I told you that you could charge up to $8,000 to set up a software that can make businesses run like a well-oiled machine? Well, you will be able to do just that with a side business that's called SAS Implementation. Just so that we're on the same page, SAS means software as a service. So small businesses will pay you to set up tools for their company to use like customer relationship managers, or what we call CRMs, even project management software, and even automation platforms like ChatGPT. Now, we're not just talking about clicking buttons and following tutorials. You're learning how to optimize business processes and see the big picture of how these businesses actually operate. So let me give you a bit of an example. When you set up a CRM, or a customer relationship manager system for a company, you're learning how businesses track customers everywhere from the first contact to the actual sale. And when you configure project management type software and platforms, you're learning how teams stay organized within these businesses so that they can hit deadlines. And then when you install automation tools, kind of similar to Make or ChatGPT, you're learning how to eliminate repetitive tasks that just waste time and money. Like, I don't want you to underestimate this, because this skill makes you an incredible amount of money because of the amount of value that you're providing to these businesses, because you're just walking in and you immediately spot inefficiencies and find solutions. Now, we talked a little bit about it before, but how much you can get paid is actually a very fluid situation here, because it really depends on the amount of value that you're going to be offering to these businesses. Plus, it is a decent amount of work. So I would definitely start off at least $5,000 to $6,000 per gig, but you can charge upwards of $8,000 to $10,000 depending on the size and how much work is involved. Now, once these systems are running smoothly, a great way to help businesses duplicate themselves over and over again can make you over $10,000 per gig, and you can do that specifically with our next side hustle, and that is helping experts build focused micro courses. All right, so now the earning that you can make from helping these business owners make these courses is pretty crazy. We're talking anywhere from just $2,000 to over $10,000 per course by helping these experts design a curriculum, structure a content, and even develop a launching strategy. So let me tell you about the problem that exists. So typically these gurus that you find on social media, they're usually pretty good and experts in what they do, right? In their craft. They have the knowledge, but they don't necessarily know how to turn it into a course or a resource that can actually get results. So while you're organizing someone else's knowledge, you're actually learning a pretty high income skill. You're learning how to do instructional design, product development. It's pretty crazy. Remember, the whole point of a course is transformation. So you'll be learning how to create a transformation pathway to take people from where they are to where they want to be. Now, for example, when I was creating my YouTube course, which you can check out over at benjisdad.com/pro, you learn to figure out the right sequence that helps people learn without getting overwhelmed, right? You create learning experiences that can get results for people instead of just dumping a ton of information on people all at the same time. Now, the amount of money that's in this online learning industry is just crazy bonkers, okay? We're talking about an industry that earned over $185 billion just last year alone on courses and online learning. And it's because people have the power to know how to package knowledge correctly. And the best part is you don't have to be a ridiculous expert in order to learn how to do this, because you just need some basic organizational skills and a willingness to learn more about online education. Now, building courses is a great way to make some extra money, but this next side hustle that we're about to talk about, it really blows it out of the water, because all you really need to know how to do is talk. And that is being a podcast guest research and outreach specialist to forge high value relationships. So let me explain what I mean by that. Now, many podcasts that are out there pay monthly retainers for top tier guest research because they need someone who can identify the right people who's going to, but also is going to say yes to appearing on their shows. But while you're doing this research, you're actually learning some great high income skills. Number one, you're going to be learning relationship building, super important in this, and strategic networking at the highest level. Remember, you're not just going to be finding random people to interview. You're learning how to connect with the most influential people within a particular industry. And these influential people, you learn a lot about them in this particular side hustle. You figure out what motivates them and what they really care about through your research. And then you can learn how to pitch them so that they can appear on the show. You will learn how to craft messages the more that you send these out that actually get responses and not get ignored. This might involve, listening to podcasts that they've been on, watching YouTube videos that they've been on, and learning the topics that they are actually passionate about talking about. Now, the industry is pretty big here because podcast revenue is set to hit $2.67 billion by next year. And podcast guest bookers and outreach specialists can earn over $8,000 per month simply by creating more opportunities for these people and connecting them with the right guests on the right shows. But what if I told you that through all of this, there's an even faster way to make some money even while you're sleeping? Well, I want you to check out the video right here where I list my favorite AI side hustles that you can do at night to see exactly how people are using artificial intelligence to create passive income streams. And remember, I believe in you, and it's about time that you believed in yourself. Take care.